You know, when you see blueprints and skylines, it's easy to just see concrete and steel, right? But what if those drawings, those plans, are actually about something much deeper? What if they're really blueprints for fairness? Today, we're going to dig into how we can engineer equity right into the very foundations of our world.
This right here, this simple statement, is really at the heart of everything we're talking about. It's this powerful reminder that every single wall, every hallway, every public space we build has an impact that goes way beyond its physical footprint. It's not just shaping skylines, it's shaping our lives.
And that leads us to this crucial question, because for way too long, the answer has been pretty clear. Our buildings do leave people behind. They create all these barriers. Some you can see, like a flight of stairs where a ramp should be, but some you can't. They're hidden in the very DNA of the design. So let's pull back the curtain on that, shall we? We're going to uncover the profound and, often totally unseen ways that architecture can either open doors for people or, well, build walls that block equal access and opportunity.
Okay, so here's the core of the issue. For decades, the industry has been dominated by this one-size-fits-all mentality. But here's the thing. People don't come in one size. And when we design as if they do, we're not just creating a little inconvenience. We are literally building exclusion, and sometimes even danger, right into the foundation.
So, what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, it looks like workplaces that cause real physical strain because they weren't designed for the actual people doing the work. It looks like dimly lit hallways that just feel unsafe. And this last point, this is so critical. It leads to designs that quietly push women out of entire industries, simply because their most basic needs were never even a thought in the original blueprints. This slide really lays it all out. It's like we're standing at a crossroads. On the left, you've got the old way, working off these abstract assumptions about who might use a space, which you can see misses huge risks. But on the right, that's the new path. It starts with real users, uses actual data to hunt down problems, and builds inclusivity from the ground up.
So how do we make that jump? How do we finally start seeing all these invisible problems? Well, the answer lies in a powerful piece of technology that is, frankly, changing the entire game. And that tool is BIM, Building Information Modeling. The easiest way to think about it is like creating a super detailed, intelligent digital twin of a building before a single ounce of concrete is poured. And this is not just some 3D picture. It's a living model packed with data. Everything from the type of pipes in the walls to how people will move through a space that can expose all the risks traditional methods would completely miss.
I absolutely love this metaphor. Think of it exactly like an X-ray, right? You can't see a broken bone just by looking at someone's arm, but that X-ray reveals everything happening underneath the surface. BIM does the exact same thing for a building. It lets us see these hidden clashes, these safety issues, and these design flaws buried deep inside the blueprint. Okay, so we've got this powerful X-ray, but how does this digital tool actually engineer fairness and equity into a physical building? Let's break down how it works.
It really happens in 3 key steps. First, you model. You use real-world data to create layouts that are actually comfortable and safe to work in. Second, you integrate. You bring together all the complex systems, that's plumbing, electrical, airflow, to create genuinely healthier environments. And third, you plan. You think about the entire life of the building to make sure it works for the people using it, not just on day 1, but on day 10,000 too.
And look, the results, they aren't just theories on a computer screen. We're talking about measurably safer work zones, we're talking about healthier spaces, and a real reduction in physical injuries. But maybe the most important outcome is that last one. We finally get buildings designed for real people, not for some abstract idea of who might show up one day. But here is the final piece of the puzzle, and honestly, it might be the most important one. The technology is incredibly powerful, no doubt, but its impact can be magnified a lot. It's not just about what tool you use, it's about who is using it. This is the absolute game changer. The source material is so clear on this. When women are in those leadership roles, leading the teams, coordinating the process, giving the final stamp of approval on these digital models, the positive impact doesn't just add up, it compounds. It grows exponentially. And why is that? Because their lived experiences bring a perspective that has been missing from the design process for centuries. This kind of inclusive leadership leads directly to better, more informed decisions. It means there's someone in the room who's more likely to spot that poorly lit hallway or notice that inaccessible bathroom because they might have actually experienced those barriers themselves. It ensures the final design works in reality because it's been stress tested through the lens of real-world experience.
So, at the end of the day, here's the biggest takeaway. This isn't just about feeling good or throwing around buzzwords. Inclusive design is a concrete, measurable outcome. It's the direct result of using the right tools, like BIM, and, crucially, having the right leadership to guide the whole process. And that really leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? This whole principle doesn't just apply to buildings. It really makes you wonder what other invisible problems are out there in our world just waiting to be seen, if only we applied the right tools and, more importantly, the right and diverse perspectives to finally find them.